I am Sandra López.
I am Rafael Gutierrez.
And I am Sandra Reader.
And today we are going to talk about propaganda.
You might have seen some propaganda posters on display. Propaganda played a major role in both world wars. It appeared before the 20th century, but we are going to talk about the one during the First World War. Before we go any further, let's define our terms. What do we mean by propaganda?
Propaganda is any form of media used to influence a person's view, usually about politics or society. Posters and flyers are among the most well-known types of propaganda, but photographs, film footage, artwork, and music can also be used as propaganda. Propaganda was a very used weapon. It was used for the first time in the War of Cuba and Philippines, but it became more famous in the First World War.
For example, to raise the people's moral and aggression so that people join the army for the love of their fatherland. Consequently, the titles that they used were strong because the war was a massacre and they needed more people, and to prevent the opposite, censorship was introduced. Now, we are going to show some examples of different countries. United States, Britain, France, Italy, Russia, and Germany.
First, I'm going to talk about the United States. They were the first to use propaganda posters on the purpose of enlistment of men and passive sale of the state for financing the war. Many of the posters showed a cruel enemy with evil values in front of a hero with noble values who is forced to stop him. Walter Lippmann and Edward Bernays were responsible for carrying out the first anti-German campaign in the United States. These are some examples. Walter, I want you for USA Army, and our daddy is fighting by war loans, bonds, and help him win the war.
Now I am going to talk about Britain. They had a small army, so there was an urgent need to find new soldiers to send them to war, and therefore numerous motivating posters were printed. Most of the English propaganda was fake and was used to transmit good or bad emotions, to stimulate the industrial effort, to increase discretion in the face of the danger of the peace, or to have war loans to carry out sanitary services. So the role of the woman was very important. Women or Britain say, "Go, your country needs you." Daddy, what did you do in the Great War?
In France, they had prepared a very complicated plan to defeat Germany, and for that many soldiers were needed, so they started printing enlistment posters.
L'infanterie française d'Allevatel, honneur à notre glorieux 75.
In countries like Italy and Russia have a deceptive propaganda like Great Britain, to recruit men for war and motivate women in their work in factories or in trade. For example, bis da paz rigradam and Banca Italiana di sconto. And finally, in Germany, the propaganda was always inferior of the England one, because coordination was missing and the confrontation between civilians and military ended with total military censorship. The German propaganda was only successful in Latin America and Germany. For example, Feist, Fade, Grau.